Hello, every pony. This is your favorite floopy pony, Venomous Pie, to Pinkie Pie, the scoop of insanity. Welcome to another episode of Bronimaniacs discussing. Eh? Well, I'll introduce my friends here. I have our Trixie, David.
The magic, it's everywhere. Run away.
We also have a Spike, Elite Yoshi.
I'm guessing judging on the I'm guessing judging on the images you chose to use, I'm guessing that this episode's gonna be very polarizing.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll just have to find out. We also, we also have our Mod Pie, which is Moonbeam.
Beep. A severe thunderstorm has been spotted rampaging through Texas. Blame the Storm King.
Oh wow!
Never saw that coming.
Yes, I referenced the weather alerts that interrupted the episode today.
Nice.
That was a thing that actually happened. I don't know why, but it did.
Only done the live streams. And
At least I got the good memes out of it.
yeah, but in all seriousness, I hope the people in Texas would stay safe.
Especially since those same storms are heading my way. Beep.
And we have our Dopey Hooves and this nonsense.
Boy.
And we did have Crimson here a moment ago, but apparently something malfunctioned for our little time turner. And he has went back to the future, apparently.
He had to take his DeLorean to the repair shop.
But yeah, let's talk about the present here. Episode Uprooted. There.
That's a very short title.
Probably the shortest title in the entire show.
Bats would like to have a word with you.
Well,
Yeah,
actually, the
bats.
shortest episode title was called Bats.
Yeah. Okay, one of the shortest. But yeah, we're gonna talk about this. Well, and I think we all know the shtick here. I'm not gonna repeat myself. So up first shall be. Let's see. How about you, Endless? Ladies first.
Alrighty. I think something I like about here is Student 6, especially Yona here. Like we got to see, like, it's nice seeing the Student 6 again. They're always a treat. Like their personalities, their quirks, we got to see a lot of that here. Got to see them play off each other really well.
I can't argue with that.
I probably can. I mean,
I mean, you can try.
Anything else you want to add on it?
Yeah, well, especially Yona here, like I said earlier, well, she sort of brought the moral to the story about how you can make something new out of something old, and she even adds more to the whole smashing thing that yaks do. Like, they don't smash things for the sake of doing it. They also do it to make something new out of something old.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I found that really neat.
World building.
Woohoo! There's even world building.
And
But
yeah,
yes, Student 6 were valid.
and I do agree. Yona was probably the best character in this. Congratulations, congratulations, Yona! You just bumped up on my favorite characters list.
She's already best Student 6 to me.
To each his own.
it's either her or Celestine my favorite.
Anything else you want to add?
I can't really think of anything. Looney, do you wanna go next?
Sure, I can. So, my positive for this episode would have to be the message.
Ooh.
Message was kind of a metaphor for what the Brony fandom is going through at the moment. Like
Go on.
Like the Tree of Harmony brought the Student Six together, even though it may be gone. Their friendship is as strong as ever. And think about that with the context of this final season. The show may have brought us together, and when it comes to an end, our friendship will still be there.
I would agree with that, even though the show has tackled this kind of message before.
And with this being the final season, I feel like that was done on purpose.
Yeah, fair enough.
And also, if that wasn't enough to drive the point home, they even sing about it during the song. But there's one lyric in particular that stands out to me that goes, "It's hard to say farewell to something you hold dear, but goodbye isn't forever as long as we are here."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really liked that part of the song.
Yeah, me too.
Like, it's going to be hard for us to say goodbye when the series finale eventually airs. But while I'll still be around to celebrate the series, I'm always remember of all the good times we had.
Mm-hmm. And like how the tree became a tree house, Gen 4 is gonna be Gen 5 and all that jazz.
Yeah, I kind of view this episode as being a metaphor for what the Brony fanbase is going through right now.
Yeah.
I think it's a metaphor for a huge change in general.
Mm-hmm. It's a fair analogy.
And it took me until my second viewing to actually pick up on that.
It took me to my third viewing to pick up on that.
Thanks a lot, interruptions. That said, I'm gonna pass it over to. Let's give it to Elite Yoshi.
Well, alright. Well, I can definitely say this. I definitely enjoyed this episode. That's for sure. But if I had to give my positive, it was probably the whole song in general. I don't know why, but for some reason, the whole just hearing all the students sing for the first time, I got to admit, they got some pretty good vocals on them. I mean, think about it. We've never heard of Celis, we've never heard Silverstream, Yona, Gallus, or any of them sing before.
We've technically heard Smolder sing before.
I think Gallus had a line in like one of the few songs of the season 8 premiere.
And the reason
But
I say
we
technically,
never. Sorry.
the reason I say technically is because she has the same voice actress as Wallflower Blush.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, really?
And yeah, Shanna Jen Kent.
I don't
And-
know that.
And funny enough, she is also the singing voice of Ocella's.
Huh.
Wow.
Neat.
So yeah, that's quite a career, singing for 3 characters in this show.
Yeah.
It's probably more than that.
Well, 4 if you count Wallflower.
Yay.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it really does have the episode does have a lot going for it, at least for me. The song is just one example. But honestly, is it me, or does it feel like this episode feels very similar to another one that's been done before?
Castle Sweet Castle.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one who was picking up on the similarities between this episode and that one.
Yeah, they just took the script from Castle Sweet Castle and tweaked it slightly.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Then they called it a day.
It even involves dead trees. It's so similar. I just realized.
The writers must have a fetish for dead trees. I mean, what?
The only thing is, it's not a fetish. They just like killing trees.
The show isn't very environmental friendly.
Don't tell Fluttershy.
Uh-huh.
You got anything else to add, Yoshi?
Huh?
I said, do you have anything else to add?
Well, there is one thing that I gotta ask.
That is?
When we saw the destruction of the Tree of Harmony, all I have to say is, how the heck was Sandbar able to move all of that?
Pony strength?
It's implied that he moved moved all of the remains of the destroyed tree by himself. How the heck was he able to do that all by himself?
Earth pony strength?
Never
It probably took him a few days. Like we don't know how long the montage took in real time. It probably took like a week for him to move everything.
Yeah, this one thing I pick on the show on is they're pretty bad at using transitions. Never underestimate the strength of an Earth pony.
True.
We're stronger than we look.
So Yoshi, who do you wish to pass off?
Okay, so let's see. So David's gone. Endless went first. So
David
who else
didn't
hasn't
go.
gone yet?
David didn't go yet. You were probably
Oh, he
referring to Looney.
Oh, sorry.
So it's either David or myself.
All right, I think I'll go with David.
Oh, all right. Let's see. Well, my positive for this episode was the idea of that it was a standalone episode, but it was also kind of like a follow-up in a way.
I wouldn't really call it standalone.
Well, it was standing up. Anyways, it was a standalone in my eyes because it was about the characters, the Student Six or the Young Six, whatever you want to call them. And the reason I thought it was a standalone is because, you know, they were pretty much the highlight of the episode. And there was like just the six of them. Plus, we saw a cameo from Twilight a little bit and Rainbow Dash at the beginning in the dream sequence.
Oh yeah, in the Wonderbolt's uniform.
Yeah.
Hey, we get to see Silverstream do a superhero landing. I hear that's killer on your knees.
Yeah. I hope Marvel was watching that scene.
Wasn't that a dream sequence though?
Yeah.
Yeah. At first, I had to think, wait, is this happening for real? And then I thought, wait, no, because
It was just Princess Donut creating another shared dream.
Yeah, it took me a while to realize it was just a dream.
Yeah, I thought it was happening. I was like, wait, she's becoming a Wonderbolt? Wait, hold on. Back it up, you know? Like, but
no, there's an episode you missed last season where she joined the Wonderbolts.
Yeah, so if
Rainbow Dash was training her for like 22 minutes. It was kind of weird.
I mean, if Silverstream can become a Wonderbolt, why not the others, you know? Like, could you just see Yoda? She probably wouldn't fit in a Wonderbolt outfit.
In the future, there's going to be an episode where Moonbeam becomes a Wonderbolt.
None of you can fly.
Give me a hot air balloon. I'll show you how to fly.
And I'm kind of slipping off topic a bit here. Sorry.
You're fine.
I'm totally not helping.
But I kind of like how this episode sort of tied in with the premiere in a way, and because after King Samba destroyed the tree, this episode was a really good follow up to it. And like I said, it was like standalone in my eyes, but it was also like 2 and 2. Like it was a follow up and it was also a standalone. You know, like it was a. Sorry, go ahead.
Not only is this a follow up to the season 9 premiere, but you can also argue it's a follow up to What Lies Beneath.
Oh yeah, I didn't make that connection.
And a whip off of Castle Sweet Castle.
What happened to that castle?
Nothing.
No,
I thought you said it became a sweet shop. Sorry. But yeah, that was my positive. Just how the transition was to the premiere. It slightly got followed up on, you know. So that was my positive. So I guess Ben, you're next.
Twilight, you need to cut down on the truth bombs. Just saying.
Yeah, next time don't be so blunt about it, will you?
Oh, that's Applejack's job. Wait, what?
Okay, so Applejack's rubbing off a bit on Twilight.
I thought that was Baldo's job.
But anyways, let's see. Positive. Well, since most of you guys have taken the positives that I wrote down, there was one that you missed. I really enjoyed that montage scene where each of the young six had to get their permission slips signed.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
I thought
That was cute.
it was cute. It was charming, and we actually get to see a little more of the locations for the young six. It also gets some funny moments too, like when Gallus traveled to Griffinstone. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, Grandpa Guelph slammed the door in his face.
He probably didn't
There,
even read
it's
the thing.
signed. Now leave me alone.
Probably didn't even read it. He was like, okay, written word, signed, there you go. Now leave me alone.
And yeah, the scene with Smolder winning an arm wrestling was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute. And with Ember watching over that at the end.
Yeah, that was cool.
Kind of reminds me of Rainbow Dash and Applejack arm wrestling each other.
They did that twice, you know.
Maybe.
Then we get Yona, Yakistan, and honestly, what Yona's been doing during that montage is so sweet.
Well, so can we say that Yak is Yona's mom?
I think so.
Well-
I might have to check the
Or-
Heartwarming episode again.
Because I was trying to make sense of that when I was watching that sequence.
Or it could be just Yona helping an elderly.
Maybe. I was like, is that either the elderly or something?
I mean, she had to get a permission slip signed, so I assume it was probably a mother
Or some type of guardian.
Kind of guardian, yeah, I don't know.
Fanfic
or some
writers,
kind of relative.
fanfic writers, do keyboards.
And she does have a family of the one Heartwarming episode, so it's probably one of them.
Maybe. Yeah, the moments with Ocellus was really cute.
Even the little changeling signed the paper.
I know, that was so cute. And Solar Stream is a nice nod to continuity. Nice to see that Terramar has been doing well.
Mm-hmm. It's probably the last time we're ever gonna see that kid.
I also like how Solar Stream actually drew pictures to explain what happened.
Yeah.
I love how artsy she is.
Oh, she is really artsy too, yeah.
Very impressive.
She's like being endless.
But
Yeah. Hello, I draw too, Looney.
Not as much.
No, because I've been busy.
Although none of us paint as much as she does.
No, that's true too,
Yeah.
We each have our own style.
yeah.
So yeah, I thought the montage scene, while it did drag on a bit too long, at times, I thought they were still charming enough on their own.
I wonder if Yona takes commissions.
I wouldn't put it past her. Yeah, negatives.
I mean, not Yona, Silverstream, my bad.
Yeah, I was confused for a second. Wait,
Sorry.
Yona commissioned stuff.
Hang on. Sorry, I got my characters mixed up. Silverstream.
I booped the moon phone.
I probably deserve that.
Yeah, you deserve a reboot. Wait, what?
That'll just be part of the blooper reel. No one pay attention to that.
Yeah, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah,
Negative.
yeah, negatives. Let's see. Which one? Okay. Am I the only one that felt Thorax's presence in the episode was kind of unnecessary?
Mm,
You mean the cameo?
Yeah, I just didn't think it was necessary.
like, if he was there, shouldn't the others have been there too?
No, I think he was the most. I don't know. He just pops out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit, even I was like, okay, Thorax, what are you doing here?
Oh, I will admit, there was one moment that kind of made me giggle. Like,
Wait, no,
Hey,
when Smolder said that Osiris has to go with us on a dragon quest,
And then she transformed into a dragon.
but she's not a dragon. Uh, You know what I mean.
that was cute.
Even though at first when she mentioned Dragon Quest, I was like, oh god, really? You had to remind us of that?
yeah, did you have to word it like that to remind us of that episode?
Ah,
Ass. But yeah, other than I just thought the Thorax was kind of unnecessary here. I mean, Osiris can come up to that conclusion by herself if she needed to.
yeah, but she went turn into a rock.
Mod Pie likes rocks.
I guess the young can take after the elders.
You can just see like Maud come into the scene. Oh, a rock, thank you. Just carries Rosella's away.
No, Ma's too much of a rock expert. She knows a changeling rock reads.
Ooh, a rock with eyes. Never seen these before.
This is a very rare Ocellus type of rock.
Ocellus, Grant China just no wait, hold on. How do you say that word?
Oh, Ocellus igneous.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be the one to be taking Ocellus for granted.
Oh. Oh.
boy.
Jeez.
That's why you don't find yourself twin Ocellus in a hard place.
Oh my.
Gosh dang it.
Well, we lost our rating, guys.
There goes our PG rating right out the window.
Can we move on, please?
Okay.
Probably best before we get banned from Twitch.
But yeah, I mean, I know this seems like a minor nitpick, but I just thought that Thorax's appearance was kind of unneeded. I mean, also it's kind of drawn to the conclusion. I think I should have asked King Thorax before I left.
Mm-hmm.
My child is missing. A Star War.
Or you could just, put up missing posters.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's my negative. I just thought that was Thorax cameo was kind of unneeded.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Yeah.
I think David went before me.
Yeah, I went before you, so.
Alright, go ahead, man.
Okay, here's a major negative that I have.
Ooh.
Young Six, why were you guys arguing throughout the episode? Except for Yona. You're excused.
They took up after Rainbow Dash and Applejack.
Oh,
Like,
jeez.
you already stated, you already stated to yourselves that, we have to work together in previous season, and here you are bickering and arguing about a silly thing, about which student has the better plan for the Tree of Harmony. I mean, the Tree of Harmony is probably crying as it is.
Geez, doesn't that sound familiar?
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, I actually don't mind that. But hear me out. It's my counter argument here. Well, one, they're just starting to get to know each other, so you gotta give them a little bit of leeway. They've only known each other for what, a year?
I think so. I think that's what God said.
I don't know how much time has passed. I mean,
They said this episode took place during their summer break.
Yeah.
Summer break, so a year and a half, maybe.
Let's
Even though there's somehow two housewarmings, which makes no sense to me.
Well, I don't want to dig too much into the timeline of this because that would just make my head spin.
But okay, in our time it was a year. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, in our time it was about a year. Yeah, so
So you can give them a little bit of leeway, and
yeah.
also at the end of the day, they're still kids.
Oh yeah, they're still kids. I can get behind that. And even when Ocellus does, argue, her voice is still cute.
Yeah.
She's cute with whatever she does.
Mhm.
Yeah, even when she's angry, she's still cute. But that was my overall negative. I mean,
Wait, she's even cute when she's a giant insect carrying a fountain.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I didn't even mention the giant insect transformation that she did.
Yeah, that was something.
Any pony got a giant fly swatter?
No, don't swat those fellas.
That's not a Ocellus. That's a monster.
Ocellus is a boss.
She's a changeling. She can change into Moonbeam.
Hey, what?
He has a point.
My zone enemy.
Anyways, yeah, that's just kind of my negative. I mean, it wasn't something big, I guess, but I just don't like them arguing. That's all. I don't know.
That's fair. I think it was Yoshi who came before you.
Yoshi was.
Yeah, I
Alright.
remember.
Okay, go ahead, Yoshi.
Oh, well, if there was one negative that I had, it felt. I mean, I see the similarities between both Castle Sweet Castle as both a good thing and a bit of a bad thing at the same time. At least for me, anyway. I mean, on the one hand, I mean, I definitely did appreciate the callback, I did appreciate like the similarities in the episode, but at the same time, I feel like this episode could have been its whole thing. I mean, for me, this episode just felt like Castle Sweet Castle, but swapping out the main six with the students. I mean, think about it. I mean, it's very similar. I mean, if you remember how Castle Sweet Castle went, it was basically each and every single one of Twilight's friends trying to come up with their own ideas to help make the castle better, but instead they ended up making it something that they wanted it to be instead.
Yeah.
The only exception was the fact that Yona was the only one who wasn't involved in it.
Yeah, she was the most level-headed.
Yeah, exactly. She knew exactly what the solution to the problem was right from the very start, but I guess everyone's ego kind of got in the way.
Yeah, I can't. Go on.
Yeah, and I guess maybe I'm not sure, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe there was also something about the song too. I definitely love the song, but I don't know. It feels like the song was padded out a little too long, if you ask me.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, yeah, I know, 22-minute limit. So obviously they need to try to pad it out. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I'm with Comic on this one. I feel like they should have trimmed it down just a tiny bit, but overall, it's only a minor complaint I have. It doesn't really affect the episode.
To be honest, I wasn't even expecting a song in this episode.
Neither was I.
But hey,
until I heard the music. Until I heard the music.
It was decent, but not the best song I've ever heard.
Songs like to pop out of nowhere lately.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even hear anything from the songwriters who say, oh, we don't see hints of when they're going to put a song in an episode. It just sort of.
There was certainly no killing dog, I can tell you that.
Okay. One quick note here before we move on, because you guys actually made me thought of something. Rainbow Dash has been calling out on a lot of things, hasn't she?
Uh-huh.
I mean, she called out for basically randomly going to a musical number, And now basically she's calling out the princesses for not really helping all that much.
She's become as self-aware as Pinkie Pie.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe some Pinkie Pie starting to rub off on her. Yeah, I always liked it when those two were together.
Hmm.
I mean, Lost Sister Griffinstone, anyone?
Yeah. And also, when I found out too that it was the voice actors who did Wallflower Blush for the singing voice of Ocellus, I was like, I wonder if Looney caught that.
Oh, I know it now.
And Ocellus, you have a nice singing voice. Keep it up.
Because I didn't pay any attention to the end credits.
No, I did. That's why I was mentioning it. I was like,
Mhm.
because I thought that was the VA doing the singing until I realized no, it was somebody different.
I wish I had half the talent that these voice actors have.
I don't even have a good speaking voice. What are you talking about?
I don't know how to speak. Oh wait, I just did that.
You
I
guys,
made words.
you got anything else to say, Yoshi, before we move on?
No, I'll get into my full final thoughts when we get to the end.
Okay. So, your turn, Looney.
Like, I'm gonna be honest here. I didn't really think this was the Student 6's best episode. Kind of thought most of them were holding the idiot stick. Like, was it especially Gallus and Sandbar?
Mm.
Oh, I find
But
those you
really
always.
seemed to kind of be sad for all of them. They really think it was a good idea to sell those plans forward instead of agreeing on one thing. Geez, that doesn't sound like Sweet Castle at all, does it?
Mhm.
Like, Gallus was being way too hard-headed, trying to turn the Tree of Harmony into a tourist attraction, not to mention he was also being very disrespectful towards the pony history.
I mean, he's trying to make it a memorial site, sort of. I
No,
don't know. He's trying to preserve the memory of it.
no, that's Smolder. What Gallus was trying to do is like make it like a museum.
Then
Yeah.
he was trying to rewrite pony history, which is kind of disrespectful.
Well, I mean, yeah, I will agree there. But hey, he did have good intentions. I mean,
Yeah,
he had good, and he was, but yeah, I think he kind of let the idea go to his head.
yeah. There is a reason.
Like-
There is a reason why we say the ends don't justify the means. There is a reason why we say that.
See, then there's the rest of the students. There's like Smarter's statue, Silverstream's paintings, which actually looked pretty good. Also, his decorations, like, they them start to think it was getting a little bit too cluttered in there. Like, they're nice ideas, but not all at once. Again, kind of like Castle Sweet Castle.
Yeah, and I think I understand where you're coming from, Looney, because they were all close together. Like Ocellus' meditation garden was close to Silverstream's painting, and they were all crunched together, you know.
Then there's Sandbar. You know, they could have avoided this altogether. I just told him he still had the pieces of the tree nearby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will say Sandbar was being a little insensitive there.
Yeah, why didn't Sandbar just say, "Hey guys, I have the rest of the trees in the back in the wagon," you know?
Hey, if I really had to be honest, Jonah was the only one here who really had any sort of common sense.
Because Yona yak smash.
And I think she might be the Applejack of the group, but I don't know. She did glow orange in school raised and stuff, so.
Then I just can't forgive this episode for being so similar to Castle Sweet Castle. If it wasn't for that, maybe I wouldn't have minded it.
Yeah, I think that's probably what that's pretty much what my negative boiled down to mostly. I mean, on the one hand, I did appreciate the scenes that the episode had, but the problem being was that it just felt too similar to Castle Sweet Castle.
Felt like the
And here's
same
the
thing
thing.
we've already seen, yeah.
However, there is just one thing that I would like to say though. If I may.
That would be.
Proceed.
Castle Sweet Castle did this episode much better. I'm just gonna say that right now. There's
Yeah,
a
it
reason
did.
why I like Castle Sweet Castle a whole lot more. not just because of the fact that that episode resonates with me personally, but also due to the fact that at least each of the main six in that episode, they had good intentions for each one. I mean, yeah, like I said, they tried to make it was the whole reason they put their decorations in there was to try to make Twilight, have Twilight remind them of her friends,
Even
because back when she was living in the castle by her lonesome.
even if they went about it the wrong way.
Like I said, they had good intentions. The only problem was that they basically let the ideas go to their heads.
Mhm.
But yeah, but the thing is that I agree with what Looney is saying. However, especially because I mean, unlike what like Rainbow Dash and the rest were doing, yeah, Gallus just trying to re you know re
Revise
I don't
pony
know,
history.
revise how everything happened. Yeah, that is kind of disrespectful to the. It is very disrespectful, but the problem is, I think he didn't realize that though. That's the thing. So I'm just saying I can't be too harsh on Gallus for this.
Neither could I.
I might forgive them if it just didn't remind me of something we've already seen.
No, it's like I said. Each of the students minus Yona, they all had their hearts in the right place. They just lost sight of what they were actually trying to do.
Although I don't want to commission Silver Stream anymore.
Yeah, but comic in the chat actually has a good point, and I'm actually kind of on the same boat. Is it good? On the one hand, yeah, doing the same thing all over again is pretty annoying, but if either A, you take that same idea and add something new to it, or just execute it much better than what came before, then
like what they did with the Flurry of Emotions.
what? Yeah, essentially, it's better than baby cakes. Or like the Parent Trap is essentially parental guidance done right. So if they'd taken an old idea and actually made it much better than what came before, I don't mind it.
Just don't pull a non-compete clause on us.
Yeah, but you also gotta realize what made the original idea so charming in the first place. First and foremost.
This episode didn't really take anything from Castle Sweet Castle and improve it, just did it by the numbers.
At least there was one thing these two have in common.
That would be
that both these episodes had a very sweet ending.
Yeah, about that ending, that was kind of out of nowhere, wasn't it?
More on that later.
Then again, that's the Tree of Harmony for you. It doesn't have holes.
Well, I think too, Twilight put it best that the Tree of Harmony adapts to what they are, what the
to what they need to be.
To what they need, yeah.
I thought she said it was full of surprises.
That too.
Yeah, because it grew from their design that the Student 6 made and sort of just adapted to what they were trying to achieve.
A new playset, no berries included.
Yeah, speaking of which, this is kind of a little extra negative, I guess you could say. Am I the only one that wanted to see the inside of that treehouse at the end?
Oh, I did too.
The door opened, we just didn't go in.
You gotta buy all 42 of its accessories first.
Yeah.
Like a swing set.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Buy our toys.
Oh yeah, the whole merchandising thing was pretty gosh darn obvious, but
we're gonna see that in stores.
But honestly, I don't really care at this point because it just looks dang cool.
Better than other playsets.
Twice Castle.
What did you say about my castle?
I better move on from that topic. Twilight doesn't like you saying that.
Yeah, you got anything else, Looney, before you move on?
Nope.
Alright, floor is yours, Endless.
I don't have much of a negative. I mean, other than, like, when I saw the students argue, I was like, oh boy, I can see where this is going. So I guess my only negative was like just predictable problem that seems easy to solve, but takes 20 minutes to actually solve it.
Not the first time that's ever happened to this show.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
they've done this before.
Probably just some friendship problem. Take them about 22 minutes to solve it.
Yeah.
Horseplay.
That's a good example.
Like,
I seem to remember they pointed that out way back in Slice of Life.
yeah, it's only a friendship problem. It'll probably be over in half an hour or so.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll admit that was hilarious.
Thanks, Stephanie Lawson.
Endless, what would you give the episode since we're moving on to our ratings now?
I guess I'll just give it a 3. It's enjoyable. It's laid back. It's laid back follow up to the premiere, and
Which, to be
yeah, that's all I got.
which, to be fair, I think was kind of needed.
Yeah.
David?
Yeah, I'm going to give this episode a 3 out of 5. Nothing really stood out for me in this episode. I guess the song was the highlight for me. And I guess I have to give props to Yona for getting everybody back together, or I should say every creature.
You're my best student 6.
I miss the days when they would say every pony.
I thought that was a little weird. Like, couldn't you just say everyone?
Well, it's kind of ironic that some of the ponies are saying everyone now. Have you noticed that last few seasons they've been saying everyone?
Yeah, I noticed that too, and I'm
Every
just like,
pony?
I'm just like, why couldn't they use that term before?
I mean, every pony, every creature, every monster, every dragon. Jesus.
I mean, even though I use it sometimes too, but it's just kind of weird.
It rolls off the tongue to me every time I do that. I'm like everyone, not every pony.
I mean, every time I join a Discord call, I say every pony.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, 3 out of 5 for me.
Alright. Looney?
I give it a 3 out of 5. It's kind of middle of the road, but it was stepped up here.
I'm sensing a pattern here. But we'll have to wait and see.
Maybe somebody will break it.
Yoshi?
Oh, she just said she might have to go last.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Alright, sorry. Okay, I guess I'll go. Easy choice for me. 3 out of 5 for me. It's very middle of the road, but I get back, it's very laid back in tone, but compared to the jump start that the season premiere had, I feel like a low-key episode like this is kind of needed. I mean,
Yeah.
just to give the audience a time to breathe.
Yeah, it really was a breather episode.
Yeah, because after the premiere, I mean, I just needed something a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more down to earth.
And it did its job. That's all I can say about
it delivered. Yeah, it delivered.
At least it didn't play with our emotions again.
And it was nice to see the Student 6 again, so early in the season.
I hope there's more focus on these guys. I love these kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stole the show last season. Can they do it again this season?
Heck,
Put the show back.
honestly,
Come on, guys, put the show back.
honestly, they're the only bright spot in this entire season.
Starlight Glimmer.
Even she had her downsides. Road to friendship, anyone?
Only a bright spot? I think the Killings would like to have a word with you. That's it. To the stream of silence with you.
But Looney, I told you, the Kirins are at Disney World.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, now?
Oh, hey, Crim's made it.
Oh, look at
Hey.
that. Time Turner's back.
Crimson,
Sorry.
He turned back time to early on the podcast.
What did he?
what source of magic is this?
Possible time leaps and
Hunger.
yes.
Hunger, yeah.
What is this dark magic which you speak of?
So, since you're here, Crimson, do you mind giving your positive and negative for the episode real quick?
Might as well do that since I'm here.
We were
Alright.
just about to wrap up.
And time roulette. Let's see here. Positive for the episode. I haven't mentioned this one yet. If someone has this, what I find really interesting about the episode was this focused on the main six, but what really interested me the most was the Tree of Harmony interacting with kids, but not the actual main six.
To be fair, it already has a relationship with the young six thanks to what lies beneath.
Well, he does make a point. The Tree of Harmony never actually talked to the main six. It's always been going to the student six because I think it's more of its thing, right?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that is kind of weird.
That and the tree had a mind of its own. Well, it could be the magic, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, even Starsword himself didn't know what to expect when he planted the seed.
Uh-huh. And as for my negative, I don't think I have one. Though it was a bit kind of anticlimactic how they had to put the tree together, like one of its roots, and build it into a tree house, basically. But unexpectedly, it kind of turned out to be even more of something that we expected.
A new playset.
Buy our toys.
Jesus. And with that, my time roulette has ended.
Oof. That actually made me feel kind of dazed.
School dazed.
Really?
Oh. But
Long,
before we
long season.
yeah,
All right.
before we
So,
wrap up though,
is it breaking time?
Yes.
yes, Crimson.
Yep.
Roulette, do me a favor for one more time, if you please.
We're
And
still in the
the
press.
rating will be
Go on.
3.5.
I was gonna say, 3.5. All right.
Oh, someone actually gave it a 3.5.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Someone broke the pattern.
I mean, I will admit the show itself was pretty good. There was just, let's just say, kind of some anticlimactic moments in that episode. That and Ocellus didn't even remind Thorax of where she had to go if something like meeting the Tree of Harmony was important.
It was an emergency.
Yeah, but it's also sometimes you have to let your family members know where you're going. Trust me, I learned that from experience.
Mm-hmm. I saw.
And before we wrap up, did anybody sort of get a reference to Charlie Brown Christmas when Sandbar was watering the small little tree?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
Charlie vibes.
Yeah, I got that vibe as well. It was cute.
That was adorable.
Where have
Well, I do now.
where have I seen that tree before? And I'm like, oh, Charlie Brown Christmas.
But there wasn't an ornament on it.
I mean, it wasn't the first time that it was referenced. I mean, best gift ever.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yoshi?
Says he's having connection issues.
Oh dear. Do you want to just type in the rating anyway, buddy?
Wait.
He's typing. Okay.
3.5.
Alright, yeah, 3.5. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so is that all of us?
There is one more actually. someone who couldn't make it to this podcast actually decided to give out his rating, and I also wanted to count that as well. Our good
Okay.
friend, our good friend Bolto couldn't make it, but he gave this episode a 3.
What a surprise.
Wow.
Totally didn't see that coming.
And I don't think I need my calculator for that one. Just randomly tossing it aside.
Ugh.
And I say that because, well, as all of you are probably predicting right now, the overall group rating for the episode Uprooted is a 3 out of 5.
But I predicted a 5 out of 5. Not really.
But yeah, they're middle of the road for pretty much the majority of us.
Yep.
It's middle of the road of friendship.
I might go back to this episode one
Long
day.
episode.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going back to rewatching the episode as well, just to change my opinion to see what I think about it.
And
Yeah.
some of them do tend to be better on rewatch.
Yeah.
Oh, Celis, you're the new tree of harmony. Stand still.
Oh my god.
No, Fluttershy should be the new Tree of Harmony.
Actually, now that I think about it, we got to see Ocellus change into something like such a big creature. That's really interesting of the show that they showed.
hmm
Yeah, and we found out Zambar can't choose between cupcakes.
So he has a sweet problem.
I think he should talk to Pinkie Pie.
Oh, well then.
Yeah,
No, I should only make his sweet tooth worse.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, for me, it is very middle of the road. While it did have a very nice song and a very sweet ending, it 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 kind of feels a little bit like filler, a total retrend of Castle Sweet Castle, which is either a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you ask.
I expect them to take more risks this final season.
Mm-hmm.
While not every episode has to hit the mark.
No, and that's going to conclude this season. I mean, this season is going to be really emotional. I'm going to put that right off the bat, but it's also going to have some episodes that'll be like, yeah,
Just
you
there
know,
to fill 26 episodes.
yeah.
We'll be expecting more. I mean, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
episode 3 right now, so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're only on episode 3, so
Yep,
Still
well,
23 episodes left to go.
Yep.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is. But yeah. Anyways, that would be all from us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us in this growing experience. Pun intended.
don't forget to tip your changeling.
Oh, jeez, I got back just in time.
And welcome back,
Can I just say
Yoshi.
one thing before we go?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I was gonna give my thoughts, but connection issues and stuff. Plus, my uncle was in the room, and I didn't want to have him coming through the audio.
That's
so,
fair.
Yeah, 'cause he got home late. He's making himself a quick dinner 'cause he just got home late from work.
Huh.
So,
Alright.
but yeah. Anyway, I will admit I definitely enjoyed this episode. I will admit it doesn't have as much of a high bar as the previous episode before it, but then again, if you think about it, the season premiere actually did set the bar really high for the season if you think about it.
Yeah, anything was bound to be a step down from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of expected. I mean, I'll admit it would have been nice to see this episode be its own thing, but honestly, while it does tread the waters of Castle Sweet Castle, I will admit, though, I can't be too harsh on this episode. I definitely enjoyed it. It had its fair share of funny moments, especially with each of the characters. And overall, I can't really be harsh on it. I mean, mainly just because of what happened last week with the previous episode, and I mean, you didn't really know what to expect with this one, so I kept my expectations for it in the middle.
Yeah, as did I.
So that's why I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5, or my personal rating of 7 out of 10. It's a good episode. Definitely good or decent, depending on how you view the scoring system.
Mm-hmm.
But you can definitely say that it was enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts too.
Yeah.
I wasn't really expecting this to be anything special since the premiere happened. I wasn't expecting much out of it.
But I am glad that this episode is part of the season, because honestly, I'm actually glad, because we would have probably never found out what happened to the Tree of Harmony.
Yeah. It, yeah.
Oh,
It turned into another playset.
I do wonder what they're gonna do. Start off. I do wonder what they're gonna do with that treehouse.
I guess we'll find out soon.
Besides still toys.
I know.
Also,
visit it again.
Who was the one that said that they wanted to see the inside of it?
I think. Yeah, which one of us said that? I think that
I
applies to
think
all of
I
us.
mentioned it.
I think it was Looney or Venom. I don't
I,
remember.
I think we both said it.
Yeah, I briefly mentioned it, but because I said the door opened, but we never got to see inside it.
My guess is that probably later on we'll be revisiting this. We'll be revisiting it, so we'll probably be able to see more of the inside of it as the season
And
goes on.
Yeah, and I don't
probably.
think this is the last
Yeah.
time.
I'm guessing that the animators didn't really have time to, animate the inside of the castle for this episode.
Only so much you can stuff into 22 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
believe me, guys, this is not the last time we're going to see the Student 6.
Oh, I'm sure.
I hope there's a lot more episodes of them than last season.
Unless they become the new villains.
I find that highly unlikely.
Ostellus, what are you doing with your dark red eyes?
But
There's gonna be a plot twist at the end of the season. Student 6 will fill it all along.
anyways, yeah, that'll be all for us tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. As for next week, we get the magic number.
Yeah,
Because
next week is a milestone.
because tune in next week as we cover the lucky number of 200. Because yeah, next week is episode number 200.
A what?
Because apparently they count best gift ever as an episode. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but the question is here: will this episode follow on the footsteps or hoofsteps of Slice of Life?
I guess only time will tell, but
I've seen some information on next week's episode. I think it's gonna be a pleasant surprise.
Well, I haven't checked out any of the synopsis or anything, so I'm going into this blind.
The only thing I'm going to say is
Shush.
Yep. We'll see you all then. Peace.
bye, every creature, every oatmeal, every pony.
Everyone, bye.
see you on the
Bye,
next time.
everybody. See you next week.
And may the tree of harmony be with us all.
I'll just take this branch.
Nah, I'll